if you and I are actually taking adequate care of our Islamic scholars, looking after their welfare and what have you, one inconsequential individual will not have the audacity to say, I want our Ganusi. Okay, if you're not interested, swipe. After all, nothing may buy data for you. But if you are still here, let's talk about something totally uncomfortable. Why do we treat our Islamic preachers like they don't deserve any financial security? We honor CEOs, we honor politicians, even mere entertainers, alagbe we honor them. But the ones who make efforts day and night to ensure that we understand this deen of Allah, trying to guide us to Jannah, bi-idhnillah, they struggle to survive. The first thing is that we have been wired to expect that our Islamic scholars and preachers should do whatever they do for free. Yes, you can say that dawah is free, but dawah that would have impacts, like massive impacts, has cost implications. I agree with you, dawah is totally for the sake of Allah. But does that mean that those people doing the dawah should starve? You know, Islamic preachers and Islamic scholars, these are men or women who spend years studying Islam, leading prayers, giving lectures, answering questions, yet we expect them to survive only on barakallah fee alone. Allah da. So after everything now, Sheikh, ya jazakallah khairan, barakallah fee. Yoku, salam alaikum. If that is being done to you as an individual, how would you feel? Those other people, I did not mention anybody, but those other people, it's convoy that they used to carry them to their places of worship, like convoy, Rishi Moto, that the entire convoy might worth billions of naira. That 10%, they don't bond everybody to pay it. Even the mere entertainers, those of them that have the audacity to tell our Islamic preachers and scholars that, they are living in mansions. Where did they get the money from? Are we not the same people spraying their money in parties? I don't understand. It's even logical. Because it's not your money that is using to build mansions and all those other flashy lifestyle they are living. But those who are trying to guide us to Jannah, we neglected them. I used to wonder why our ustads are always struggling. Some of them even struggle to pay rent. Rent. They don't even have a house, so rent, they are even struggling to pay it. And this also falls in line to those of you who take your children to madrasa. Your school fees, that is for the Western education, for your children, you ensure you pay it up promptly. And some of them might even be going in the millions. But for that ustaz who has been making effort teaching your children basic Arabic, recitation of the Quran, and what have you, the monthly fee is just 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira. But I believe we can do better than this. Now, away from that, some imams have gone to the level of doing multiple jobs just for them to survive, just for them to cater for their family. Because we, the congregation, we don't even care about their welfare. I know of a particular imam somewhere in Ilorin, Kinforukobo, Dr. Sanusi Lafiajilashiri. We all know that he is just a university lecturer collecting a driver's salary. Now, I can tell you, he's now an omonile. He's now selling land. He's into real estate as an agent, selling land, selling properties, and what have you. He's also an MC. He does series of other jobs just for him to cater for his family. With all of this also, he is still fulfilling his role as an Islamic scholar, right? And many of them goes on like that. The worst part is that some of you would even invite Islamic scholars, Islamic preachers from their original location to your own location. And you would expect them to come on their own. You won't cater for the logistics of their transportation, logistics of their accommodation, even feeding. You just want them to be at the venue. And once they're at the venue, you give them the microphone to talk. And once they're done, it's still going to be Jazakallah Khairan or Barakallah Fi. Allah da, say, da, berolong. So, all the money he expended to get himself to that place, you are not going to refund it. You are not even going to give him an honorarium on top of that. Fine, I know there are some scholars that will tell you that you can invite us anywhere. We don't collect money from people. We don't do this. That does not mean piety in any way. That does not mean that those that are telling you that you need to handle their welfare are not pious. No, it is just simple logic. Let me give you an instance. They are going to send a quotation ahead before they even show up. If you don't fulfill all the conditions in that quotation, will you see them? Would you arrest them? Will you say they are bad people? But because an Islamic preacher, an Islamic scholar that you have invited for your program did the same, and if you even look at their charges compared to the entertainer's fee is always outrageous, and theirs is just moderate. What they need to get to where they are going to do what they will do. No, you say, no, this is not that way again. This is business. Yes, it's business. It's business. So they should leave the comfort of their home and come and satisfy you. Allah, that's it. So now that they are there, you're expecting them to just come, spend their money and go back home broke. By the time they go home and meet their families, but is it Jazakallah that is going to feed the family? Answer now. Most of these people, Allah has installed in them that is shyness. They find it hard, like extremely hard, to ask people for support because they believe Allah will provide for them. If they are, we know they are finding it hard. I can't share anyone. For the fact that we know, we should use our own intellect. Intellect is not a way. Intellect is not law. We should use our own intellect to understand that, okay, this person is in need of this. Let's gather and do something to support them and give them. But no, $1 billion. He was a good man. Is it this one? Their widows will now be building houses for them and be doing what have you. While they were alive, why can't you take care of them? When they eventually ask for support, that is when some of you will now bring your dirty mouth and start saying, these people, they are not doing that way again. They are too money conscious. It has lost its sincerity. So they should suffer in silence. Is that what you want? They should suffer in silence. Asking for support does not remove their piety in any way. Now, still on this particular point, is it not even funnier that you want to do fi sabilillah, you want to share money for people, like, okay, you have like 2.something million, you want to share it across 20 widows, and you will still summon this same Islamic preacher because you trust them with your money to help you disburse this money for people who deserve it. Where is his own share or where is our own share? They don't deserve it, Abby. You will transfer the money to their account. You will not consider the fact that when they are sending this money out, the bank is going to take charges from their own money. You don't consider all of that, Abby. I know they will not speak up, so I'm speaking up on their behalf. We can do better than this. Let's take care of our Islamic preachers. It is not going to hurt us in any way. So before you think that probably I'm just talking out of emotion, Islam, our religion, actually supports that we take care of our scholars and preachers. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the noble Quran that those who spend their wealth for the sake of Allah, their reward is with their Lord. This is Quran 2 verse 274. So why do we actually hesitate to support our scholars? Because when we spend on them, the intention is usually we are trying to earn Allah's pleasure, right? So why can't we do that? If you can be sending lion, flowers, and what have you to influencers who are doing TikTok live videos saying absolutely rubbish, not anything that is actually adding value to your life. If you can be subscribing to Netflix and all those other platforms, if you can be paying for votes to vote some people on BBN Nigeria, why can't we support the livelihood of our Islamic preachers and our Islamic scholars? Why do we find it hard to support those who teach us the deen? Like, why? If these people are not there, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní àmàtí sọ́nù àmàtí wọnú ayé lọ ráúráú tá ní retraces kọ̀ọ̀kan mọ́ tá ń pé à ń tọ́jú àwọn àfáà ní àwọn àfáà ní láti lọ Ganusi ọ̀dọ̀ anybody. So yé wa, ẹ má jẹ́ káwọn bàbá yẹn máa mú máa embarrass ara wọn. Fi sabilillah, ìyá Rísí àti ìrìyìn o, ìyá kíní kan àti ìrìyìn o, fi sabilillah, ẹ má jẹ́ kó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn mọ́. Let us have a structured salary for the imams and everyone who are ensuring the affair of the masjid goes smoothly. Place them on a structured salary. In that case, kò ní come up fi sabilillah. Àwọn náà máa mọ̀ pé okay, at the end of the month, àwa náà àwa be happy. So yé wa bẹ́ẹ̀. And they shouldn't be surviving on random handouts. And this, okay, when you call these people to come and do your naming ceremony and other ceremonies that you have that are Islamic, if these people are actually okay, like they know that, okay, there's something in the pocket, they don't have to come there and start big barbara. Hey, I can't tomorrow come on daddy. They won't do that. They will not do that. But because these avenues are where they eventually see handouts to survive, that's why you are our not like one serious situation being outside the phone situation being not like correct here. Because the moment you start placing them on a structured salary, you would see the magic of how these things will reduce. But if there's no means to survive, man would want to do anything just to feed his family. All right? So we as individuals should sponsor our scholars, give them monthly support, fund their travels, and buy their books because they're actually benefiting us with their pool of knowledge. Let's help them maintain their dignity so that they won't get to the point of having to ask people before they can attend to basic need. May Allah make our scholars maintain their dignities, whereby they won't get to the point of having to ask before they survive. May Allah increase them in knowledge. May Allah make them firm on the path. And may Allah make whatever it is they share with us as knowledge beneficial for us in the life of this world and the life of the hereafter. This one, you're not sharing for anybody who needs it. It's all of us that need it. So share. If you don't share, nothing will happen to you actually, but please help us share it. Till I see you in the next one, I say, Assalamu alaikum.